Oh, hi, Reimu. Oh, hi, Reimu. How my babu's doing? Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah. They're good. Insuma, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. Cute PNG. Yeah. I got spoiled again by another Phantom artist today. Sorry, guys. I started pre-partying a little bit earlier. I had a really nice barbecue chicken pizza, and I think I had have a glass of wine. Have a glass of wine already. And also, I'm sleep deprived. I forced myself not to go to bed today at all in the afternoon, which is what I'm usually doing because of jet lag. And I only had like 3 hours of sleep yesterday. So, yeah. I'm doing my best. Why? Because I don't want to... I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule. I didn't want to be weak and just go to sleep in the afternoon, because then I would end up waking up at this hour. Which is like, what, 9 a.m. Japan time? I want to fix it. I'm suffering, but I want to fix it. You need to get rest. Maybe after Valorant. I don't think I'm going to have enough time after this stream, but maybe after Valorant. You've been waking up at 4 a.m.? That's crazy. You have another stream after this? Yeah! I'm playing Valorant. I don't know how that's gonna go. Playing Valorant, sleep deprived, and, you know, it's not a good idea. And, like, drinking wine, not a good idea. But, hey! I can finally talk about my original song as much as I want. I haven't been doing that. I didn't have enough time, and also I didn't have the chance to do so during my birthday stream because it was my birthday. I didn't really want to make it all about that one song. Even though I was like super happy that I got a super chat from Mizuno-san. Mizuno-san was the producer. Sleep deprived Aloe. I know. I have no idea. Like, I paid him... I'm not gonna say how much, but I paid him quite a decent amount of money. 100% deserved. And then when he sent me a super chat, the first thing that I thought was like, no! Let me throw back... I know! I was like, let me throw back the money at you. Why are you giving me my money back? This is supposed to be for you. What are you doing? Throwing me a super chat like that. Swear to God. I was about to tell Mane-san to just like DM him and be like, stop. I'm gonna refund you that super chat. That's so wholesome. But it's so... Yeah, I mean, I was really happy that he seemed to like it. He was really supportive in the stream, even though I was going full English. And then he retweeted almost practically everything about the original song. And then he was like, happy birthday, I hope you enjoy the song. And I really like your voice. And I wanted to cry. You can throw your money to the people who help you with music? Yeah, I mean, I want to give them all my money. Why is he throwing me the money back? No. Yeah, I was just... Oh my god, I'm not making any sense. I'm sorry. Maybe I should just, like, not drink any more wine. I'm just really happy that he liked the results. So the team overall was Mizuno-san, who was a producer, my dear friend Eddie, which was the illustrator, my dear friend Ryuki, who mixed everything, well, my vocals. Akela was the one that mixed the instrumental. It made it like a really solid base for everything to happen and everything to, you know, collide gracefully. And Soke was the one that animated everything, and Petra was the one that translated everything to English. And I cannot be more happy of the results. It was it has been... When did I start working on this? Marisa was like low-key, like taking jabs at me. Let me check the thing. So I asked for... Oh my lord. I actually proposed the idea on May 27 of 2022. So it was like a year ago. And then obviously I had to like, you know, present the idea to Mane. Talk about like different on May 27. I'm looking at the trade right now. May 27, 2022. And then we started planning. That's a lot. Yeah, sometimes music takes time, I guess. I don't know, especially when there's so many people involved. So I was thinking about, you know, the idea of everything and what I would tell Steph and what kind of like music I wanted to sing this time. What kind of sound I was searching for at the time. And I never really changed the way that I was planning, you know, when it came to you know, looking for a specific sound and a specific message when creating, you know, this music and this original song and the lyrics. Even though I was not the one that wrote the lyrics, Mizunatsu-san did everything, honestly. Mizunatsu-san composed the music. He played every single instrument. He did not mix everything because he did not have time. He was preparing for the live concert that he is doing currently. And he prepared like vocals for me as well. Who wrote the lyrics? Mizunatsu-san. But I gave him a sort of like idea of the kind of message that I wanted to tell with the story, and I was quite shocked that he was able to create such a, I don't know how to say, it's like such accurate lyrics and such really like pretty and embellished lyrics in such a short amount of time. I remember the first time that we contacted Mizunatsu-san. When was this? Let me see. We contacted Mizunatsu-san like, oh my lord, he's so fast. Let me look at the trait. The lyrics are so heartwarming. For me, the lyrics are bittersweet, and that was the kind of mood that I was going for from the start. You always have a specific theme planned. I do, because I like playing with the meaning of everything. I don't know how many, like, this is what I like about playing with the meaning, because for me, when I thought about what to show, what to sing, how to sing it in the sort of lyrics that I wanted, I had this really specific idea of what I wanted to tell. But because of the way that it's told, it gives the listener some sort of freedom. Not full freedom in my opinion, but some sort of freedom of like how to interpret the lyrics. So I'm just gonna give you, you know, my cup of tea and you know, my thought process when it came down to working on my original song. Yeah. Bittersweet is the right word. That's why I'm always crying listening to the song. No, don't cry. This is supposed to be a present for you. Yeah. Okay, let me see. So I sent everything to staff around a year ago. Let me see. Let's see for. Oh yeah. Usually songs do not take that long, but Mizunatsu-san's schedule was pretty busy. I could have totally picked a different producer, but I was really stubborn, and I really wanted to work with him. Because Staff-san was like, okay, this is going to be like the preferred delivery date. This might be the release date. Is this okay for you? Because this is going to take like quite a long time. And the release date was actually, we had 2 different dates. We're supposed to release this in Obon, which is like between August 13 and August 15. You know, I don't know if you guys know what Obon means. Boytown, thank you so much for this so far. Thank you. It would have been the same. Exactly. Obon is like that one festival in Japan where, you know, it's a couple of days to celebrate and to remember like past ones. You know, it's kind of like Dia de los Muertos, but in their own Japanese way. But yeah. You say August in Japanese? Yeah. It's supposed to be around August 13 and August 15. I want to release it during those dates. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe I should just like mash together two of like you know, the most important things happening that year, which is, you know, the original song release and my birthday. I was like, it's gonna be my second year in Niji, might as well just like give them a present. And also because Dia de los Muertos is my birthday. It's the same sort of like message underneath it, but in the West. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, you know what? There's more like special themes clashing into my birthday. So I'm just gonna like release it that day. And also we were running short on time, so yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at this thread. Oh, this is kind of funny because when I was in Japan and I was talking with Mane-san, my current Mane-san, my past Mane-san was there in the room as well, and he was like, it's kind of funny how I was the one that started with the project and then your new Mane-san is the one that like finished the project. That's how long it took. And then he was like, when are you gonna release the next original song? Is it gonna take like another year, like 2 years? She's just like taking jabs at me, and I was like, oh my lord. And then I asked them like, is it possible? Just like throwing my delusions out in the air and see who can catch it. But I was like, how possible is it for me to create an album? And they're like, an album has like 8 songs. And I was like, oh my lord. And they're like, yeah, how about like a mini album? It's like 4 songs. And I was like, doable. And then Mane-san was like, if you have the money. And I was like, how fucking dare you? And then I had to ask my previous Mane-san because I didn't remember. I was like, how much did we pay Mizunatsu-san for this? And then he gave me the number. And I was like, well, fuck. And he was like, yeah, we just paid this such a long time ago that you don't remember anymore. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have. And he was like, hey, I believe in you. And then I was like, shut the hell up. You're not. I don't know if I said this before. I feel, and I have the feeling that somebody else has said this before, but my previous Mane-san is Luxium's current Mane-san. And I was like, how fucking dare you? Don't you? Just because you're Luxium manager right now does not mean that you get to treat me like Luxium. Listen, I don't have the same budget. And he was like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for betraying us. So that was the small little story. That's what that small little story happened after my original song. It was actually right after I finished my birthday stream. So good. Sorry, I keep on drinking wine. So good. So that happened, and he was like, but I believe in you. And I was like, yeah, you're gonna lend me money? One day though, that's like another goal that I set for myself. I want to make let's start with a mini album. Let's start with like small steps. My current Mane-san was like, she gave me this idea, which I personally like, and was, you know, you could also just like not pressure yourself by doing like a mini album and an album, and just start releasing original songs in your own pace. And then after you release a certain amount of like songs, you can like set the map together in an album. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty smart. Yeah. How much? That's not an appropriate question. Let me see. All right, more. Let me see. So we were actually going back and forward with staff-san and like the ideas and like the direction I wanted to take. When speaking of rhythm and speaking of just the vibe in general, until we made like a full-on proposal that took a couple like weeks. I don't know if it was like months. And then it was time to like start poking producers. And I had like my fair list of like producers that I wanted to work with. Let me see. And then I poked them. When was this? Oh my god. Why did it take so long? I ended up like proposing. Who do you poke? Well, I ended up proposing Mizuno Atsu on August the 3rd. That was kind of crazy. I don't know why it took us so long. I guess just meeting after meeting after meeting with staffs, and I guess it ended up taking like 3 months or something. I don't know. And like them reaching out to like different kinds of people. And then on August 3rd, I actually proposed Mizuno Atsu-san because it was, I think recently, like around those days, I had sang like a song from him in a karaoke, and then he randomly DM'd me. He was like, "Thank you for singing my song. I really liked it." And I was like, "Ah! It's my chance." So I grabbed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I took that, and I just took a leap of faith. I was like, you know what? Maybe just because I replied to him, and then if like a couple of days after I replied to his DM, he gets in his email like a proposal of like an original song making. Maybe he'll remember my name and maybe he'll say yes. I'm just gonna be that, like, you know, shameless, and I'm just gonna take a leap of faith. And then he asked. I think Mizuno-san asked for like reference songs. And I remember the list that I sent like, how many songs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I sent 5 different songs. And all of them were from Mizuno-san. Like, it was kind of crazy because Staff-san was like, are you sure you don't want to add like a, you know, from another producer, like, you know, just different kinds of music. And that's when I was like dead set on the kind of rhythm that I wanted. I was like, no, I want to work with him. And when I say I want to work with him, it's because I legitimately like the sounds that he usually makes. I want this and this and this and this and this and that. And it was kind of crazy, but when did I send this? Let's put it that way, because he knows his own music. Exactly. Like, I didn't... It was honestly because, one, I am an honest fan of his work, and I've always been. I've been supporting his music for such a long time now. But also because, exactly, I don't know if this is madness or something. It's just my personal view on music and when it comes to working with somebody else. But I didn't want him to feel like I was forcing him to copy somebody else's music, sort of thing. To copy somebody else's way of, you know, writing something. I did not want him to think that way. So I was like, there's like these different sorts of elements that you have already created, and which I'm a fan of. Like, what is the point of, I don't know. That's very considerate of you. I feel it's not even like consideration. I feel it's just, what is it? Like logic, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like freaking asking a shoujo mangaka to draw you, I don't know, shonen or something like that, when they're known for writing shoujo manga, and they love writing shoujo manga, and they love shoujo. But you're like, okay, I'm gonna commission you, so write me a freaking shonen anime with like a bunch of gore, and they're gonna be like, why are you talking to me? Sort of thing. Yeah, it's like common sense in a way. So I feel like if you're looking for a certain sound, then with that sound in mind, you start looking for producers as well. I'm not saying that you should like limit somebody's abilities to be able to make more than 1 or 2 and 3 different like genres of music and stuff like that, but you also gotta know the person that you're working with as well. What's the point of just like, you know, asking somebody that has never written something like that before and also does not feel comfortable with it? Like, that person would not want to like take a leap of faith in that aspect as well. Nobody would really have fun in the process of making it, so what is the point? Oh, boy, thank you so much for this super, thank you. What do you call mobile phones in prison? Cell phones. When you suck. So I was really dead set on the kind of rhythm that I wanted. I wanted something emotional. I wanted something bittersweet. That was like right from the start. I already had those kind of like words in my mouth. I wanted something that was sad from the start, but also sort of I'm not gonna say happy. I don't think it's a happy ending, but sort of, she finally sees the light. Like, she starts seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and then she starts feeling, you know, thankful for, despite everything that happened, she starts feeling thankful. Riley! Thank you so much for the Aka Silver, what the hell? Thank you! I'll never have enough money to spend like stuff. But I really wish I could help to fund your new songs in the future. All I can do is tell Zanaka here and there and hope for the best. I'll keep working hard to get more money for MUMU. And I'll keep working hard for you! So you don't feel bad for, you know, throwing money at me, and you know, so you don't regret it after in the future. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a really happy ending. I would say like she's finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it sort of gives you hope. It gives you like a message of, you know, despite everything, we still have this and this and that, and we have to move on somehow. You know, moving on, death, allegory. I love playing with those sort of things. So I ended up just linking a bunch of things, and then when did he reply? I remember that after that, August 15, and then I sent everything in August 9. Working with Mizunatsu-san was like incredibly fast. He replied in like 1 week, and he was like, I'll do it. And then after that, it was like super freaking fast. He gave me the first demo in... when was this? Oh yeah, I mean, this was not really fast because he already like, he hadn't really told me his schedule. Like he said like, I'll do it, but you gotta understand that I'm not gonna be able to work on your song until this date because I'm pretty busy. And I was like, it doesn't matter, I love it, please let me work with you. And then when he finally gave me like the notification that he had started working on the song, he gave me his first demo 2 days after. I was like, how is this how musicians work? Is that how in the he had already written, what was this? He had already written, I can show you guys the first demo. He worked on the song, and 2 days after he did demo one, this one. He already had a full, it wasn't even like a small like section of the song. He had written the whole song already. By the way, it sounds pretty different. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, but the ending was already low-key written. Like, he gave me different demos. We had like, you know, our opinions here and there, our changes made. Half of the song was fully changed, and the second half of the song was kept as most of it, by the way, was kept the way that he wrote it that very first day. I love that, by the way. He's a professional. He is. There's so many. It's gonna sound so different, by the way, but it's going to sound quite similar as well. Here, let me show you a little bit. Tell me if you can hear this. Oh, the lyrics were different too, by the way, guys. The lyrics were only remade once, and not everything. We had to change certain like the lyrics. They were pretty. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty. I was like pretty happy with the first script that he gave me. But the more that we talked about it, the more we kind of understood each other, and the more explanations we gave to each other, so we could like have a fuller grasp on what kind of direction we want to go. We ended up like creating lyrics that both of us like really loved. Only one remade, exactly. Lyrics though, for the demo we had a lot of demos. We had a lot of changes. It was honestly me saying like, I want this and this and that. At some point I felt kind of bad because I was thinking like, I hope he doesn't hate me for me, you know, because I was being like really fucking picky and annoying. So I was like, I want this and this and that. Like, I kind of surprised myself because I thought I was gonna like accept anything and everything that Mizunatsu-san gave me. But I was like, I honestly did not believe that I could like give some sort of like feedback. But then when it came back, I was like, I have this huge list of like things that I want, things that I love, and things that I think should be changed for me to love them even more, sort of thing. Here, the lyrics are different, so I'm trying to not get like too distracted by that. See, the first set of lyrics, this one is like a full on different set of lyrics. This was completely different. What happened over here? This was the first demo, by the way. And then the rest of it is low-key like low-key the same, honestly. I know he was vocal. He does what he does. If you go to his channel, he uses like this specific vocal. It sounds adorable. It does, but I was like, Mizuno Atsusama, and they're like, you know, because I was talking to their manager first, and they're like, yes, MUMU, yes, Reimu Endou, and I was like, where's Mizuno Atsusama's, you know, worldwide loved piano? I remember the first time that I heard this, I was really happy because I was like, I love the lyrics. I cannot believe, and I love the rhythm that it carries and how it develops at the end of it, and like the chord progression. But I was like, where's his piano? Because one of the things that I don't know if you guys have heard Misunatsu's music before, but when you think about Misunatsu-san, it's piano. It's piano fighting the vocals to, you know, and see which one overpowers the other, and then the two of them have like this cool dance together, and at the end they create like this beautiful final verse. That's literally the way that he does music, and it might sound repetitive, but he does not make it repetitive. He is like the king of really emotional piano songs, and I wanted that so badly. I was like, the main thing that I want from you is like literally your sound that you always make. So I was like, I love this, but like, I want you to go crazy on the piano. I want you to have... I obviously did not tell him that, but I was like trying to like explain it to my man-san. I was like, I want him to have like a love relationship with his piano, like break up with his piano, and I want him to like cry on the piano and like live that on the music sheet. Like I want that solo. I want, you know, I want the piano to shine, because there's like no piano here. Yeah, I was like, just please do the thing. Yeah, I was like, do the thing with the piano. And then what's the second demo? What's the second demo? Same lyrics. We hadn't still talked. The lyrics were changed after we had like that important meeting, because I have a feeling my man-san was talking to their team. But after the meeting, we actually got to talk to each other like one-on-one personally. Did he have piano? Did he have the piano here? I'm not sure. There we go. So that's the first demo. Oh wait, let me mute my freaking BGM. That was so disrespectful on my part. There we go. You know, I was like, he did the thing, but also I felt kind of bad because this was the second demo, and I was like, Mizuno Atsu-san, I kind of love the way that you took my commentary, but also I feel like you're being a little shy. I mean, obviously did not tell him that, but I was feeling that way. I was like trying to like describe it to my man-san, and then I guess they kind of like changed all my warnings to make it more respectful. I was like, I feel he's being a little shy. I want, you know, the piano is pretty, but it's like, you know, the chord progression, I feel it's pretty shy. And I was like, I want him to go crazy. I want him to go freaking mental. I want him to be a piano beast. Just release it. Yeah. Your mind is a thing. No, but I swear to God, I was like, this piano, I feel like it's sweet and shy. And I know that he does way more crazy things in the piano. So I was like, please go all out. I want the super dramatic piano. And then I was asking like other stuff, you know, what was it? What was I gonna say? Should stop drinking wine. I was asking to change the drums. I was asking to change the beat at some point, and I feel it. You know, I feel at this point it was like demo number 2. He sent another demo number 3, and I like the piano, but there was something about the way that the drums were like clashing against, you know, the softness of the vibe that we wanted to go with. And I feel I asked for so many changes that I kind of like made him freak out. I feel that I made him freak out because after I sent all the things that I wanted to do, Mari-san gave me this message at like 3 in the morning, and they were like, Mizuno Atsu-san wants to speak personally to you in a call. And I was like, I wanted to pee myself. I think I might have released a little bit of pee, not gonna lie. I was like, is he pissed off? Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I got the message, I was like, he's gonna drop the project because I'm being so annoying. You know, my commentaries are giving the vibe that I don't know what I'm looking for, and maybe he's just like, yeah. I was like, we can leave it. We can leave it as he wants. We can leave it like as it is right now. Please. I was like begging my mind, please don't make him leave. Please, we have to keep him. Please. You know, the first thought that I had obviously was a negative one. I was like, he's pissed. He wants to like yell at me. He's like upset because I'm like asking him to like make a bunch of changes in his music and stuff like that. And then I ended up asking Mane-san. I think I talked about this before in other streams, but I ended up asking Mane-san to like please be my translator, even though it was kind of funny. Even though I understood everything in that meeting. I understood everything that he said, and I understood everything that his manager said, but I was freaking out. And I was like, please, I need you to, I'm gonna reply as the best of, you know, with the best of my abilities in Japanese. But if I end up like blocking myself and blocking my brain while trying to do so, I need you to come to my rescue. I was like, please, Mane-san, I need you in that meeting. And she was like, we got this. Yeah. I was not using Mane-san as a shield. I was using this as a crutch. And then when we got into a call, it was really funny because obviously I was scared because I thought he was angry, until I was nervous because you finally get to talk to somebody that you've been looking up to the most. And 3, I was pissing my pants up because I thought that one of the producers that I've been loving for such a long time is pissed at me. I was like, that's the worst combination I can ever get. It's like, you know? It's like receiving a DM on Twitter from your Kami Oshi Nijisanji telling you to like, you know, you fucking suck and I never want to see your face again. I was like, oh. So I was really, really nervous, but the meeting started and it came out pretty differently. I remember his voice. He was like, oh, and I was like, はじめまして、レイムエンドです。ミスのアツ様のファンなんですけど、なんか音楽を一緒になんか作ってくれて本当にありがとうございます。本当に like I couldn't say anything else. I was like, I'm a fan and I love your work and I love you. Wait, I think at some point I actually said I love you. Hold it together. I couldn't. I had a block. My brain got completely blocked. And then he was like, honestly, he was really honest with the way that he was feeling. He was like, I've been having like a sort of like musical block because I feel like I feel you and I want the same thing when it comes to like music, but I feel like at some point my sound is getting lost because I feel like I'm trying to do my best in like wanting, you know, doing the things that you want to do. And I feel like I'm pressuring myself. This is like only like him telling himself that he was being too harsh on himself when it came down to the music. So like I'm trying to do the best that I can in creating something that you like, to the point that I've been changing the way that I do my own things too much. And now I don't really recognize it. And I feel like too out of my comfort zone. And I don't know, like this is making me like really doubt my music and the way that I'm handling the project. And I was like, no! What was your reaction to that? I went full on simp. I'm not gonna lie. I went full on fangirl. I was like, no, please. Like, all I've ever wanted from you is you. Obviously, I did not tell him that. But low-key, yes, I did. I was like, all I've ever wanted is the usual, the kind of sound that you make and nobody else can make. And that's why I ended up like, you know, reaching out to you when not another producer. And I was asking for the piano and the speed and blah blah blah, because I know that you've used it before. Like all I ever wanted was your music. And he was like, oh. He did not speak. And then I remember his manager was like, I can tell he's really happy. And I was like, I hope he's happy because I love his music. I think at that point I actually said, oh my god, this is kind of embarrassing. At that point I was like, because I love your music and I love you. And I remember because, you know, Misunata-san does not speak English, by the way. I feel he understands really simple, he understands really simple sentences, and I love you is not that hard to understand. And you guys, no, you being very social with Atsu. No. I was trying to, you know, give him confidence in the way that, you know, his music is gorgeous as it is. He doesn't need to change the way he does things, because the way that he already does them is pretty goddamn good. And that's the kind of sound that I want, and that's the kind of sound that we both have been wanting to make. I wanted to, you know, just I wanted him to be, you know, more confident and be more proud of his work, but because that's exactly what I wanted. And I remember he does not speak English, but I remember at that point he was like, haha, thank you, I love you too. But you know, that's that was really funny because it felt like an automatic response from a Japanese person that does not speak English. But I heard that and I was like, I remember I muted Inko. I remember I muted Inko and I was like, So after that, we kind of just discussed the kind of changes that we wanted, which was the beat, the bass, and mostly it was about the piano. And then he asked me about like the general vibe of like the kind of story, like what kind of story I wanted to tell. Love you to a random citizen. Yeah, literally, it felt like that. I was like, I was so happy. So I had the chance to fully tell him with more detail the kind of story that I wanted, which was, you know, obviously nobody wants to die. I feel a lot of us have this fear of dying because of the unknown as well, but also because of loneliness. Nobody knows what's... I mean, you guys don't know. I already know because I'm dead. But nobody really knows what's gonna happen. And most of the people, you know, most people out there are really freaking scared of... At the end of the day, they're really scared of being alone. Being alone is something that, you know, I wouldn't wish to a lot of people. Like being truly alone. You wake up after being slapped on the face. They take your life away. You wake up completely alone. You don't have any sort of like support system. You feel hopeless. You feel lost. You feel hopeless. But worst of all, you feel alone. Completely alone. And then by some sort of miracle, you find this like sort of like light at the end of the tunnel, this new purpose, which was in this case Niji, and the presence of people sort of like warming the situation around me and giving me like a new purpose, giving me like a new, how do I say it, vision of how life is supposed to be. That's why we ended up adding in the MV how, you know, death is not the end, it's just the beginning. Because as long as we live in somebody else's heart, we're technically immortal, which is low-key how I feel as well. And I sort of like ended up telling Misunatsu-san that I did not really want to have the song fully talk about myself and be about myself, but it was a present for my fantomos because I wanted them to see how my vision on death and life was, and the sort of like emotions going around the theme, but also I wanted them to take that as a message and take that as a gift, and like kind of like for them to like shape their own vision on life and feel a little bit less alone, feel a little bit more hopeless, feel a little bit more hopeful. Sorry, ESL. And kind of like see life as this gift that they need to be thankful for despite like different hardships, you know, shown through the song. Hopeful guys, I'm sorry. You know, see this like different things that they have around and sometimes we take for granted. You know, to just cherish them and realize how beautiful life actually is despite some shitty situations that we end up having to face, or shitty stuff that you right now are going through it. But there's always like a light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah, I wanted them to like grab that message and like make them theirs, and like kind of like take that into their lives, for them to like be their own support system and be that one pat at the back that they themselves need to keep on like going on and move on, like MUMU did when she died. But also when I fully accepted the concept of death and the concept of appreciation for life, what made life beautiful, I guess. And he was like, oh my god, I love this. So after that meeting of like back and forth between what we wanted and how we wanted to like construct it, he was like, I'm gonna make a new song. Like I genuinely remember the first time that happened, because I was pretty freaking shocked, because after that meeting I genuinely thought that he was just going to change, you know, just the usual, the piano, maybe change a little bit about, you know, the tempo, maybe the bass, and then oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind, I couldn't sneeze. No! And then he was like, I have the final demo. So let me show you the piano so you get to see the difference of like when I finally saw this. And also, you guys know how the lyrics changed. He created like a new set of lyrics. He made new instrumentals, and then the piano that we have right now happened. So the first one, you know, no piano. Wait. Over here. The first one, there's nothing there. Second one, we got the shy piano. We got the simple chord progression. But we got, you know, that shy piano that just doesn't want to like really shine. And then we get the freaking I was like, yes, that's the Misunatsu-san that I love. I was that one fangirl. That's the Misunatsu-san that I've been a fan of. Yeah. the difference. Exactly. I was like, yeah, let's go. That's the piano that I've always wanted to hear. And then let me show you what was the final chorus. The final chorus lyrics are actually the same, but he did it super differently. Let me show you. Oh wait, it's this one. See how simple it is? I'm not saying that's bad, but see how I want you to pay attention. I want you to ignore the vocals, and I want you to focus on how many instruments are going, you know, are sounding at the background. It's just the bass and the piano, which is nice, but that was the first demo. This was the second demo. It's a whole different set of instruments going there. But, you know, I was like, this is better. The drums are starting to, like, you know, wake up. You know, we have the snare going on in the background, but there's something. I was like, it's pretty, but I feel I was so picky, and I was like that annoying person of like, there's something that's missing, and I don't know what's missing. Like, Misono Atsu-san soul is missing in this song. And it's kind of freaky because we ended up having that conversation because he was like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm starting to feel like I'm fading away from my own music and sort of like that. And I was like, there's something that we always have in a Misono Atsu song that's not in here. And I want you to make it. And then freaking the last chorus in the last demo that he gave me was something freaking, he went crazy with the piano. Hello? Hello? What is this? It's so different. Boom. Yes! Okay, this ending was actually, I actually told him to like do this specific thing at the ending. I can hear it. Exactly. I think Akelo made everything shine even better because this demo that he gave me, Misono Atsu-san did not mix the instrumental. So the balance and like volumes between instruments are not the best because it's a freaking demo. Akelo was the one that took everything that Misono Atsu made, mixed everything, balanced everything, and made everything shine. That's how important an instrumental mixer is. That's how important it's not only about the vocal mixing, it's about how much you can make the instruments sound freaking good without colliding and, you know, overpowering each other. So for this last part, I was like, I want the last sentence to be fully alone, but also before the vocals are isolated, to like have this like last emotional punch to the listener. I want, you are a piano king. I was like, you are a piano king. So before the vocals, I want all the instrumentals to be gone except for the piano. We're gonna have this progression of instruments gone, that last piano, and then the vocals are gonna be gone. Like, I want the light to shine on the piano before it passes the torch on the vocals. So like, give that one like emotional punch that I need, cause, you know, we need that. And if you like are more careful like listening to this, that's literally what happened here. Piano, vocals. I was like, yeah, we did it. I was like, this ending is actually freaking perfect. I was laughing a little bit because I don't know how many of you, you know, you don't have to be super professional at music to know that the piano is on fire in the last, in the last chorus. But it's kind of funny because the drums are pretty simple, effective but simple. They're keeping like a slow pace. so I kind of imagine the drummer at this, at the front, just going like chilling, looking at the audience. And then it's kind of funny because I imagine Mizuno Atsu-san sweating, being super full dramatic, full body movement on the piano, going cuckoo. It's kind of freaking, and the vocals, me at the front, also like super chill. Doani, just like going from left to right, like really kindly. Na 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 na. And then Mizuno Atsu-san in the background, like. And I love that so much. I was like, yeah! I was like, that's literally what I wanted. Like, it's a fucking piano. But like, I was like, I love you and I love your piano. Bless. So that's what happened. The lyrics fully changed. We got where's the original? The very first lyrics that he gave me. Oh, everything changed before. Potsuri. That one, everything at the first half of the song completely changed lyric wise. At first we had like a sort of, how do I explain it? I really wanted the song to start really sad, which both the versions did, but the first version got changed because it felt too hopeless. It felt like I was already giving up when that was not the sort of message that I wanted to give. Because the original one is talking about how I'm scared of tomorrow, and even though I have all this blessings around, which is talking about like how blue the sky is, I feel sad, and like every time that I think about the past and I see all the ideals that I have, I kind of like I want to like stop thinking about it. It doesn't matter how much I remember about everything and like all the good memories. I stay here like dead forever, and the sky remains the same. And I was like, it's really it's really sad and it's really nice, but also I don't want it to be so edgy, like so hopeless. So that's why we ended up changing all the half of the. Yeah, it was like really gloomy. It feels like if you listen to the first demo, it feels it still sounds pretty cute, but then when you read the lyrics, they're like really freaking gloomy. And I was like, I don't want it to be that gloomy. So we ended up having the lyrics that we have right now, which are nice. We still have the sort of like sad element of being alone and being scared, but also we kind of removed a lot of that hopelessness from it. It was more like confusion and that scary feeling of feeling alone. But it's always the but wanted something else, but wanted to see what else is there in stock for us. Yeah, the final song has it's still I want something more. Like I don't want to stay here, sort of thing, which is nice. The broken piano section gave off the kind of lost feeling, but when he gets to the piano riff, it feels like a burst of more positive emotion. Exactly. Like I wanted him. That was one of the things that I actually put in like want list from the very start, and it was like a combustion. I called it like I want a combustion happening at the last chorus. I want every single instrumental to go crazy, especially the piano. And that's what happened. I wanted it to be like a build up to the last chorus, and then right before it starts, everything dies. And then just leaves the vocals alone. He did such an amazing job at that. I couldn't be any more happy with Mizuno Atsu-san's work. Yeah! And he did everything super fast. He did an amazing work at reflecting the sort of like message that I wanted to tell everybody through the lyrics. Even with the first set of lyrics that we had to change, I still feel that he sort of like grasped the idea that I wanted to convey really fast. So yeah, there was no clash of like, you know, creative directions from both of us. So yeah, that's what happened with Mizuno Atsu-san. Oh, do I have the piano alone? Like he gave me the stems so my mixer Akello could like get that beautifully mixed. And I don't know if you can. Probably you cannot hear it. Let me see. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Hello? You cannot hear it, right? Let me change it. He goes crazy with the piano. I just wanted the piano. Let me see, ne? He gave me the snares, the drums, the bass, the vocals. He gave me a harmony guide. He gave me everything. The original lyrics were completely different, just a few parts. The first half of the song was fully different. Here, let me see if I can show you. I'm gonna give you the very first demo. The second half of the song is literally, lyric-wise, is literally the exact same. We did not change it because it was like the more positive and, you know, the more positive part of the song of like, I want you to take these feelings that I have with you because I'll always be there for you, sort of thing. He's so cracked, bro. I know! Full on different. Second verse. Second verse, fully different as well. This one is probably the most gloomy one of them all, where it's like tomorrow seems harsh and it seems hopeless, and so I want to like quit on thinking about anything else. And now I realize that I'm fully alone, and I'm like, holy shit, this is sad. Oh, that's kind of cute. I think I remember one thing that I told him about this. I was not a huge fan of how the second verse was like really freaking sad and hopeless, but this third one was sort of like starting to feel happier. It was like, I'm sort of remembering everything that you left me and all the nice memories. And even though my voice might get hoarse, I start losing my voice, I'm still gonna like keep on going. I was like, there's no progression. There's no progression. There's like super depression and then, you know, bye, I love you and your memories. Like, I want it to be a slow burn before it gets explosive at the last verse. Because I feel this one is like the most depressive shit I've ever heard in my life. And then it comes to like, but you know, like after like crying and being super angsty, then you immediately go, but oh well, smiles. So I was like, I want it to be like a little bit more, I want the curve of emotions to be a little bit more softer. Yeah. Did they change anything? No piano. And then it's still the same. It's the same thing. I love it. Alright, it's my birthday and I wanted to share the love with you. Thank you, Kira! Hope you have an amazing day as well. Yeah, this part is the same, and the last verse, the last chorus lyrics is also the same. That's how we ended up creating he ended up creating the new set of lyrics, which was more, you know, less harsh. The build of emotions until the last chorus was done softer, was done more natural, in my opinion. I like the second set of lyrics way more than the first one, even though that I already liked them, but the second one was better. Yeah, the build-up was done better, in my opinion, in the second one. Yeah. Fans, the song is a banger. Reads the lyrics, meaning a week later. Oh, it's so sad. This is why Javi always listens to this song so in tempo. Well, yeah. But you know how this song is kind of happy though. Thank you, Niji9. Thank you. Let me see. Was I able to export this? I can show it to you. The stems. If anybody doesn't know what stems are, stems is like he broke up all the instrumental, and he has an audio file for every single instrumental, so the mixer can fully play with the sound of every single instrument that he did, and he can create a whole different song. You guys have no idea how much, you know, the instrument mixing can change a song. I was like low-key nervous about it, and when I talked with Ryuki and I asked him to mix my first original, he was like, I'm gonna be honest, I do not have enough confidence to mess with the sound. Like I will not and cannot mix the instrumental. I'm so scared of like fucking it up that it's gonna make it into a full different song. So I'm just gonna be in charge of like your voice. Your voice I have already worked with for so many years. I can work with it again, but I need somebody else to support me when it comes to mixing the song. And that's when Akello came in. And he did such a good job. I'm starting to become an audio engineer. It's so cool to see this stuff broken down. Yeah! He did such a good job. Like here, I want you to... I'm gonna go open Akello. I want you to listen to the last demo that Mizunatsu-san gave me. He did not mix anything. And then I'm going to show you how Akello's mix made the instrumental sound like. Let me see this one. I must have it over here. I'm so disorganized. Because it makes such a difference. Such a big difference. Reimu? Oh my lord. My computer crashed. I mean, it was only documents, but okay. Maybe because I had like 20 different tabs. Has it actually been 16 hours? Of what, my love? Let me see. Reimu Kurisei. There you go. Sorry, I was looking for like every single file that I've gotten from this project, and I ended up having like 20 tabs of like documents. Let's see. Na 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 na. 落ちてくのだろう言いたいことも言えないで全部 I found it. 落ちて Alright. This is... I'm gonna show you the last... I would say the most impactful part of the song. It will always be the last chorus. So I'm in terms of like comparing the mixes and comparing the sounds, I'm gonna show you the last chorus, so kind of like the point gets like proven, I guess. Let me see. This is the last demo from Mizunatsu-san. Alright. And this is Akello's mix. Bro! Bro! Yes! Yes! Do you see the difference? Do you see the power of an audio engineer? Turn off Windows Firewall. No, thank you. Yes! Like over here as well, you get to notice. Here. 私たちなら大丈夫だよ. This one. And then his mix. It's so different. It's the same piano, but it sounds so different. Look! The chimes in here sound so different. It's like you're getting hogged by the music. Please wear headphones if you haven't. It's so good. When I heard the instrumental, I was like, you did such a good job at letting Misono Atsu-san shine. I swear to God, I got so emotional. I was like, you did such a good job. I'm so happy. So after that, we had like the perfect base constructed for the vocals, which was, in my opinion, not even the most important part of the song. I was like, I'm gonna sing it, but I feel the true spotlight here goes to the piano and, you know, the instruments hyping the piano up all the way up to the last verse, because it gives you that mental image of like me slowly swaying left to right, Tawani, and then literally Misono Atsu-san in the background. He's cooking. He's lighting that piano on fire. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Let me see. I can show you my acapella if you guys want. Will it for the piano? Yes, I'm such a fan. Welcome to the Phantom family. Welcome. Here. I didn't do anything special, all right? Oh, before I forget, do you guys notice how... Oh my God, bless Misono Atsu-san. I think it was after we had the call, he ended up listening to a couple of like other songs of mine. And I think, I don't know, I never really like asked him, but I just noticed a big change of vocals at the end, because I do this annoying thing, and I say it's annoying because I am not capable of jumping from one note to the other, because I find that too boring. I don't know how to explain it to you. Let me see. Let me listen to the last demo. Was it over here? Let's just look for in the first chorus. Was it this one? This one. Okay, he did this little so quirky. No, it's not even. It's like if it was like simpler, it would be kokoro no naka no kokoro no kotoba, which was in the first demo. And then he ended up like playing with the notes a little bit more for the vocals. Kokoro no kotoba, nandakke? Kokoro no naka no kokoro no kotoba. See what I mean? He played a little bit more with the notes, so I would be able to like sing it more like the way that I sing, instead of just like following the vocaloid. Kokoro no naka no kokoro no kotoba, kokoro no naka no kokoro no kotoba, kokoro no kotoba. He did that so many times in the song, and I was like, yeah, thank you. Let's see. Kagayaiteta, kagayaiteta instead of kagayaiteta. See how boring that is? Kagayaiteta, kagayaiteta, kagayaiteta. It changes the melody so much. Monogatari instead of monogatari. It's so I'm never able to sing, jump from note 8 to note C. I always do note 8, B, and C for some reason. That's a really bad habit that I have, because sometimes it's nice to just be able to do it simply. But bless me, so that's the song. Piano. Bless! Anyways, he did that all over the song. This little like fast and small jumps between notes before going back to the original one. Bless. Without jumping, it sounds smoother. Without jumping, it sounds smoother in my opinion, so I like that. I guess, but sometimes it's nice to jump. Sometimes. Anyways, acapella time. Please don't make fun of me. I did my best. All right.
いつかはきっと忘れるように跡形もなく消えてしまうのその間にも時間が経って思い出すことすらなくなるの心の中の心の言葉不安になればなるほど増してく今日も夜の星が輝いてた私のいる世界の物語
Thank you for letting me sing like that, Miss Sonata-san. I want you to know something. I want you to know that all of this was one take. This first part of the song, I actually recorded this song like 12 times? I recorded this like 12 times because I wanted it to be emotional, but I felt at some point, because I was trying too hard after every recording, I felt like it sounded either too forced or it just didn't sound good to me. So I ended up just going with the, after wasting my time for like 3 hours, recording. I was like, you know what? Take number 1 was actually the best. And then the more I heard it, the more I was like, you know what? Let's just live this one take. And I like that. And I like that I ended up living it in one take because at the end, I was running a little bit out of air. And that lack of air kind of gives you more emotion through the song, in my opinion. In the last part, 全部覚えているよ
これで全部終わりじゃなくてずっと頭の中に響いてる君と過ごした日々も全部私覚えているよ
I was never able to replicate this jump that I did from this straight jump that I did from chest voice to head voice. Oh boy, that hey, because the oh boy, oh bo 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 bo. I did that with chest voice and then the jump to the higher note. That only that high I did it with head voice and then I went straight back to chest voice. I don't know how I did it, but I was never able to replicate the sound that I really liked in the other take, so I just left it. When you wing something and then you gotta just go like, okay, I don't know how I did it, but let's just pretend that I actually knew. What is Mimi doing? Hello? Can you give me 1 second? I hear Mimi playing with a bag. Hello? That was not Mimi, that was Reimu Mama. What the fuck? I heard a door. When I stood up and I told you guys like, what is Mimi doing with the bag? And then I muted it. And then I heard a door closing. I was like, oh my fucking god, did I lock the door? The first thing that I thought was like, did I fucking lock the door? I was so scared. And then I picked out of the room and then there was Reimu Mama just like putting a bunch of she brought a bunch of pillows for my new sofa and I was like, you fucking scared me. I was so scared. I forgot I gave her the key. I really like the way that I did this one note and I'm still kind of jealous at myself of like not being able to replicate it more than once, which means I lack skill. But you know, we take those wins. I don't know how I did it, but we take those wins.
もう全部私覚えているよ
Beautiful. Sliding in between notes rather than jump into them is usually known as running in singing terms. It adds a lot of personality to a song. Yeah, but I don't want to end up sounding like Beyonce in the freaking Lion King. You guys know what I mean, right?
花は咲い
Because his partner sings everything super flat, and then she goes like riffing in every single verse. And then when both of those sounds are combined, you're like, what the hell?
花は咲いたら枯れるけれどいつまでも片隅に置いててねたまに孤独を感じるけど私たちなら大丈夫だよ
All right, let me tell you the story about that. Ha! I actually did 4 takes of that. Ah! And I was talking with Ryuki about how we wanted this to sound. I was like, I don't know if I should go for the soft vibe of the song because I sang like, ah. And then I sang another one with full-on chest voice, like full-on suffering, angsty voice. Ha! And then I sang something in between. And I was like, I don't know which one to pick. And then I was like, please help. And then I sent everything to him, all the 4 takes. And I genuinely thought that he was going to choose one of them. I thought he was going to pick a direction of the song that he felt it was going to sound the best in the mix. It was like, it's going to either be soft or, you know, hard emotional, depending on how I'm sounding before and after. So we kind of like make a bridge in between those 2 verses. And then he ended up using all of them. And it worked so good. It worked so good because it's such a surrounding sound. And it still sounds dramatical, but also it still sounds soft. I don't know how he did it, but he did such a good job in this one.
いつまでも片隅に置いててねたまに孤独を感じるけど私たちなら大丈夫だよ
Yes!
ぽつりぽつり落ちてくのだろう言いたいことも言えないで全部忘れてゆくの夜
Alright. I'm sorry for stopping all the time. But in this was another story between Ryuki and I when we were deciding on what to do in terms of mixing.
落ちてくのだろう言いたいことも言えないで全部忘れてゆくの
The wasarete yuku no, I actually added my my popular she's crying when she's singing because I love to cry when I sing. And I made the yuku no like super soft. And because I made it so different from the demo that Mizuno Atsu-san gave me, you know, at first we were thinking of adding this whole effect on the whole line. And there was like an old radio. The super old radio. But then when the first time that Ryuki gave me the mix, I was like, I don't like how the old radio is making that part of my vocals drown. It's taking the emotional part. It's taken the thing that I wanted to do away, because you can barely hear, you know, the trembling voice, the voice that like it's about to cry when singing. And he was like, you know what? I actually think the same thing, but I didn't want to say anything because I don't want you to, you know, have a bias. And I'm gonna show you. We had like three different options that we had. We were thinking about either living it fully clean, fully without any effects. We had the fade out, which we ended up choosing. Well, I ended up choosing, which was why the best of both worlds. I was like, why don't we take the effect that Mizuno Atsu-san wanted to have in that part, because it still gives like a level of drama in the lyrics, but we're gonna cut it right before the voice breaks and, you know, the tears start coming out. but you have to make it into like a really nice fade out, so it doesn't sound too harsh. Or we have the option of like putting the effect in the whole sentence, but like softer. Because I remember the first time that he gave me the mix, I was like, this sounds too harsh to the point that I don't really recognize my own vocals. So this was the first option. Leave the effect in the whole sentence. See what I mean? What happens with the yukuno? You can barely... It's so distorted because the effect is like that. And I wanted to have the distortion effect in the line. But it was so distorted that you cannot fully hear the emotions at the end of the line, in my opinion. See? I was like, there's something wrong about this. It's not convincing. And then the clean one. And I was like, I mean, yes, but also there's something off about it. That's why Mizuno Atsu-san put the freaking effect in it. Is it here? And also, he put the effect, bless Mizuno Atsu-san. Oh my lord, give me a second. My mom just came into the studio. All right, give me a second. My mom wants to show me something. Give me like 3 seconds. I'm back. All right, Mimi, I'm gonna play with you. Ow, I'm gonna play with you after this stream. What the hell? And also, I was gonna say he added that effect in the line. In the line, you know, the line is saying how Reimu is scared. It's scared of one thing. I'm talking in third person because that makes it more angsty. She's talking about how she's scared of people forgetting about her. Forget me not. Wink, wonk, wink. You know, because death at the end of the day is when nobody freaking remembers you. Your existence ends right there. You know, just because somebody is dead and their physical body's not there anymore, that doesn't mean their whole, you know, their whole existence is dead as well. That's what we call, what is it? A memoir, a memento. Because she's a ghost. Yeah, but it also it's mostly because of, you know, the view on death and life as well. Just because a person dies and their physical body's not there anymore, it doesn't mean that, you know, their story stops there. Really. Coco effect. Exactly! I didn't even think about Coco, but exactly. You guys know when in the Coco movie, the skeletons up in like the other world start literally vanishing once their loved ones start to forget about them because they didn't put their photo in like their altar. The altar is there to remind everybody of the ones that already passed. So, you know, that's why I ended up like putting in the MV of like, we're still eternal as long as we live in somebody else's heart. We don't really truly die just because we end up leaving our physical body. So that's one of like Reimu's greatest fears of, you know, being forgotten. And all her memories, you know, her memories were practically like, what is it? Like stolen. And so she's building these new memories with the Phantomo. She's building this new life. She's building these beautiful memories. And the one thing that she does not want to happen is for the new memories to be erased and these new memories to be stolen like the very first time that happened. Because that means that everything is going to be taken away from her. You know, that this new light in her life, this new thing that gave her a new purpose is gonna be taken away from her. And their memories are gonna be stolen as well, to the point that they forget about her existence, and that's when she will truly die. And she doesn't want that. So in that one line of like, wasurete yuku no, of like, the memories will slowly and surely start to disappear and like drown. That's why he ended up like choosing that effect, because it sounds like the voice is drowning. It's getting distorted, but it's also getting drowned. It's so good. I love Mizuno. Mizuno Atsusan is a genius. I love him so much. I'm a simp. See? It makes sense. Exactly. And I love the fact that I did not have to tell him of like, I want this specific effect in like this line. He understood the point that I wanted to make. And he also studied the lore. It's really funny, but he did. Oh, the music is still on? Okay, let me mute it. So that's why we ended up going with the fade out option, which was, we're gonna keep the distorted, drowned effect in the voice. We're gonna like make it fade out slowly and delicately, so the clean crying voice can come out and like not be overpowered by the effects in the voice. Bless. And also, I love the fact, I'm a fan that Mizuno Atsusan did not add harmonies to this whole song up until the very last verse. Harmonies were not necessary in the song at all. Sometimes it's really nice to be, you know, to have like 12 tracks of harmonies and to have like ad-libs going around like ha 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 ha. You know, sometimes it actually works, but in this song, it wasn't necessary, and I love that. If you keep like the vocals without harmonies the entire song, and then you add 3 sets of harmonies at the end of the song, at the end of the chorus, it creates a bigger impact, which was the thing that I asked him from the very start. I was like, I want an explosive chorus. I want everybody to fucking cry at the end. I literally told him that, I remember. I want everybody to cry in the last chorus. I want that to happen. We need to make an impact. So that's what happened at the end. Here, let me show you the a cappella.
一発に落ちてくのだろう言いたいことも言えないで全部忘れてゆくの夜の星が包み込んでく不安もきっと救えるのかな一つ一つ歩んでゆくの光る願いを導けるように今日も君の隣でいつものように笑い合おうねどうに思いが響く夜空に待って流れ落ちてく私はずっと君の隣で
See? Bless! I actually recorded the harmonies 3 times. I gave Ryuki 3 tracks of harmonies. I'm not sure if he did a fake one. I don't think he did. But he used every single one of them to create a more, surrounding sound. In case you guys don't know, for harmonies or for ad-libs, you usually do at least 2 takes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that for a long time until Ryuki like knocked me. He was like, you need to do more than 1 recording for the harmonies. It doesn't work that way. And especially, he usually makes fake harmonies for me because I'm a lazy mother trucker. And sometimes people don't even recognize there's fake harmonies. You guys have not, you guys don't know which harmony of mine is fake and which one is not. That's how good he is. There's a lot of songs where I fully utilize fake harmonies. But when it comes to this sort of songs, acoustic or like really emotional or ones that rely heavily on the piano, not more than 2 instruments, you cannot get away with fake harmonies. So I ended up recording them. And also, I will not be disrespectful towards Asano Mizuno Atsu-san. I ended up mixing both of the names in one. Not me making a pet name for my... Oh my lord. I'm slowly turning into a parasocial vocalist. I did not want to be disrespectful with Mizuno Atsu-san. So I ended up recording everything. Everything, and I did not cheat at all. The harmonies are also fucking high. He did ask me for my range before we started the song, but I did not know that he was going to go a little bit cuckoo on the harmonies at certain like points, okay? I kind of struggled, but fine. From the musical side of it, that was really it. It was such a pleasure. You guys already know how the mix sounds. Ryuki was a god. He only mixed this twice. He gave me the first mix. I loved it. Then we talked about two little details on like what to do. And then he did the final mix, the second final mix, and that was it. He did it super fast. He did it in like a week. The job with visuals was low-key the same thing. I'm gonna start with the fastest one. Soki and Eddie are a team. They usually work together. So I wanted them to work together because, you know, when you work with somebody for such a long time, you end up, you know, understanding each other more and knowing how each other works. So that's why you know, when Eddie proposed to me that they wanted to work as a team, I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. And there was barely any communication, which at some points it made me nervous. I remember that I was already like always poking them about like updates, like how's it going? I haven't received any updates and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, we kind of forgot because, you know, we work together so well that the work has been, you know, has been getting done so smoothly that we kind of just forgot. But we ended up creating this. Okay, let's go over here. We ended up creating, me and Eddie, we ended up, you know, getting in call. Is it? Yeah, this one. We ended up getting in call to make like a quick storyboard. We had the general idea that we created with Mizuno Atsu-san, which was, you know, the thoughts about death, the life that we already spoke about. And we had motive ideas. Yeah, this was the storyboard that we made, like really, really fast. Yeah, the pressed flowers into a bookmark for a book, you know, of their memoirs. We have the stars. We have the dried flowers. We have the coffin. We have, you know, I wanted the ending scene to be used. This one right here. Wrong one. This one. I wanted this ending scene to be used. So that's why we ended up... What the fuck? This one. There we go. We ended up choosing the coffin and the forget-me-not flowers all over the coffin and also on water. Thank you for the stream, MUMU. You're so welcome. We have the lore references. You guys already know that I'm a sucker when it comes to lore. And we talked about this with Eddie. So we made the reference of when I was drowned. But instead of like making it... This was so cool, bro. Working with Eddie was such an eye-opener. Instead of making it into like a negative thought, it was turned into like some sort of like revival or renaissance sort of thing, which kind of shows the difference of view of death and life. Because death is only the beginning. That's the phrase that we put in the MV. Death is only the beginning. Which means, you know, Reimu is moving into a new sort of like phase in life. Doesn't mean it's the end. So the drowning incident was sort of like painted as a door opening more than the trauma incident as a trauma incident that was shown, for example, in the lore video. You woke up in water just like Link. Exactly. And also, I don't know if you guys know, but butterflies have a meaning. Butterflies, in a lot of cultures, I don't know if in yours is, you know, is represented that way, but butterflies sometimes represent the souls of the deceased. Sometimes butterflies are the ones that guide, you know, people that have passed away. And also, sometimes they represent the soul of somebody else. Yeah, sometimes they mean death, but we know in a more positive light, sometimes they guide, or sometimes it is the soul of the deceased. That's why we use them so much in the MV. I don't know if you noticed, but butterflies are going like cuckoo in the MV, and I loved it. Yeah, so in this case, we made butterflies lead Reimu to, you know, the memories and all the treasures that life still has to offer. Quite ironically speaking, because she's technically death, but, you know, there's still, you know, there's still light in there. And we need to, like, cherish that. So the more she ends up seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the more she ends up, like, changing her perspective about life and death, and seeing how there's so many things out there that she can still cherish, and there's so many things out there that life, ironically, still has to offer. The more butterflies start appearing in the MV. I don't know if you noticed that. There's so many symbolism in that MV, and I love that. So we broke up. Give me a second. Why am I covering it? Let me move. Over here, I'm gonna be with you, chat. We ended up breaking the song down. So we would have, let me see. This one's better. There we go, like this. So we would have an idea of what people were gonna see when certain lyrics were gonna be out there. So we have, you know, it's just sketches. She did everything. She asked for Petra to translate to just have a clear idea. And she was asking me in here if I was, you cannot see it because the cropping doesn't help, but she was asking me if I would approve of this and this and that. So we ended up like having a more controlled amount of like pictures and illustrations that we wanted to use in the MV. Verse 2, what we want to show for the verse 2, it was the heart. It was the, you know, all the memories and all the emotions locked up inside of my heart. So we quite literally used the heart of, you know, in my necklace. And then, you know, when the song starts talking about Reimu's story, and that's how Reimu's story began, that's why we used the book with the forget-me-not. Do you see the symbolism done in there? She's afraid. MUMU, aka me, is afraid of being forgotten, is afraid of, letting her memories be taken away and letting her memories be stolen once again. You already know the sort of like relationship that I have with the flower forget-me-not. And that's how her story begins. And then boom, we put a dried forget-me-not in there. Eddie was she was such a genius. And then in this part, I'm gonna be honest, this part I did not plan with her. And I was so surprised when it happened. I was pleasantly surprised. Give me 1 second. Why is the cropping not doing a good job at this? Maybe like this. Is it better? There we go. There we go. I never really talked about using the way that I looked when I was alive. And it made me cry. I remember the first time that I saw the MV, I got so emotional. I actually got like tears in my eyes. Because in this one, in the verse 3, it's talking about how despite everything that happened, the story of somebody does not end there. Because all the days that I spent with you guys, and, you know, both in my past, when I was alive, to the point where I was dead, all those memories I still keep with me. And I remember everything. I did not expect her to put the freaking the lore, the Reimu still alive lore in there. And I was like, oh my. This was such a genius move from her. I did not plan this. She and Soke were the masterminds behind this. this was probably one of my favorite parts in the video. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed too the way that she did Blessed, by the way. She tweeted about it. She tweeted the outfit that she made for this song. She followed the same kind of ideas that we had for the 2.0 Queen of the Underworld lore, which was a mix of cultures. I don't know if you've seen the dress. You see different things. You see the first thing that you see, and then you notice that it's a kimono, but then you see the clothes underneath, and you're like, well, it's not really a kimono. There's like different kinds of like outfits combined into it. And then she ended up doing the same thing here. She ended up doing like a Western looking dress, but then when you turn around, it looks like a kimono. And then she actually did the, you know how there's a different way of like dressing a kimono when somebody's dead and when somebody's alive? I don't know if you've noticed that, but the chest part of the kimono was done so in that way. I don't know if you guys noticed that little thing in there. This one was just like objects is staying, just the memory staying, or the flowers drying, like the lyrics said. This was pretty straight to the point. I didn't know that. Yeah, you gotta, what is it? Which one is it? Is the left side the right side on top of it? Well, it depends. Which one is your left and which one's your right? Yeah! And then we did just we ended up doing this quite simple. 私なら大丈夫だよ. The lyrics as simple as it was because we thought that it would look more dramatic. It's as simple as it is. There's a high attention to detail. I know! Eddie's such a genius when it comes to visuals. Oh. I actually put the reference of like, I want you to draw me crying my eyes out. I want you to be like super angsty. And I want you to go full on dramatic. And she did it. It was really nice. Over here though, our ideas kind of changed. At first, we were going to do a sort of like rough sketches going one after the other of like different memories that I've been able to build. I did a list of like things that I remember from Niji. I was like, I don't know, my debut, the first Etheria collab, V-Cycle, you know, things like that. Me singing karaoke. But then Etheria came into my mind and I was like, we need it. I don't know how else to explain it. 'Cause it just matched perfectly with the theme. We've been talking throughout this whole stream about the different views of life and death. And now it's like, we need it. It was necessary. Yeah. So we added it. I don't know. It sounds really deep, but also the way that I explain it sounds pretty simple. That's just how it was low-key done. I wanted Etheria to be at the very end to like kind of showcase how, you know how at the start of the song she was terrified of being alone because she was alone, and at the end it's the complete opposite. She has all these beautiful phantoms going around her. They're dancing around her in the MV, which Soking made. And then she has her friends, and then she has her family. She started at a point where she was alone, scared, frustrated, angry, but mostly alone. And then, but the end of the song, it's something fully different. That was the thing that I was going for in the song. And Soke is such an amazing. I remember Soke when Soke sent me the video. By the way, Eddie got sick. Soke got sick as well. They were both struggling so much to do everything. By the end of the week, you know, the end of the week of the deadline, which was when I was in Japan working, I would go back to the hotel, super tired from all the paperwork, and then it was back to Discord to talk with this too on how to finish this project. And it took a little bit more time than we thought it would when it came to art. But honestly, she slayed. And what surprised me though the most was the speed that Soke did the video. And also, she had everything so clear. It was like working with Misono Atsu-san again. We had this person that quite frankly understood the point that I wanted to make with the song. Eddie as my friend already kind of knew the kind of like vibe that I was going with. She knew the lore. Both of them work as a team. So there was like barely any sort of like clashing in between views. So when Soke gave me the first video, I loved it. When she showed me the final video, I just asked for like 3 different changes. One was like the font. It wasn't even, it wasn't even something important. It was like, can we make the letters a little bit more separate? That was like my input in the video because the video was so perfectly done. I didn't have to do anything else. I was like, can we make the letters look a little bit more separate? That was my input in the video because Soke understood the homework and did it so perfectly. That's how the visual team kind of worked together. I wish I could tell you more, but legitimately, it was that it felt like you communicate with your mind and the other person fully gets it, and then they're like, okay, I finished, and then you check what they did and you're like, how the fuck do you do something so perfect? It felt like that. It felt like that. Yeah. Also, guys, stop counting down, please. Thank you very much. I am aware of the time and I am aware of my own collab, so it's fine. Please do not be like, Hi Tech, thank you so much for the memo, thank you. You all did great. I'm really, really happy with how the song came out, and more than that, I'm really happy with the process, because sometimes you suffer too much in the process. Sometimes you don't really get like really happy memories about the process, but you're like, okay, at least this is done and this is like high quality. But with me, I really enjoyed the whole thing. I enjoyed how the music, what is it? How the producing of the song and the music part came to be. I got to fully express the ideas with Misono Atsu-san. And then when it came out to freaking visuals, both of my girls fully understood the homework. So it was mostly because of them being sick that more than anything else. It was such a fun production, and I hope you guys liked the song. It took so much time though. I did not realize that it had took a year, 1 year. But I'm glad that despite Mari-san telling me that Misono Atsu-san was busy and he was, gonna start the song quite late, I'm glad that I was stubborn and I still chose him. More than a year? A little bit more than a year, yes. We love it to bits. Thank you! Thank you guys for being so supportive. I was so nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so nervous. I tell you that I wanted to change the song because I was terrified of the first song being like emotional and not being like the super catchy song with the same repetitive rhythm, but that it's catchy enough for everybody to get hyped with the super, techno or strong guitar. I was like, maybe I should just go for that kind of like rhythm. But I'm glad that I have friends like Enna, which gave me the confidence that I needed to just release the thing that I was working on and start to learn how to be proud of the stuff that I make, as different as they are. I really like this one. I'm so happy. I'm really happy. I want to just nerd out a little bit of what the process was and what my thoughts were and what it sort of like was looking for when making the song, and what kind of thoughts and message I wanted you guys to live with. I'm curious if if you guys' ideas and my ideas were that different or not. 99 Mirko, thank you so much for the sopas. Thank you. A Kinky Caterer, thank you so much for the soul bit as well. Thank you. The song feels so like you and I love it. I'm really happy that you think that way. Here's the videos that the people are cracked made called people watching, and one talks about how we're not really gone so long as someone remembers us. That's exactly the point that I wanted to make. As for we shall be eternal as long as we live in somebody's heart, or as long as our memoirs live on in somebody's heart. That's the point. That is the point. Will it be Spotify? I am working on it because I was oblivious about all the paperwork that you have to do when it comes to, you know, getting your song out there. But I am working on it, yes. It's probably gonna take some time, but just like everybody, any other person in EG, when they release their first original song, it usually takes time, and then you kind of already know the process, and then you're more prepared. But yes, I am working on getting that on Spotify in case you guys want. Yay! Thank you guys for coming to today's stream. I'm gonna see you in like 3 minutes because I'm gonna be playing Valorant. Also, I'm already working on another original song. Bye!